day to you, and thank you for watching this week's episode of the Real Talks with Doc. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. If you're finding that this content is adding any value to your real estate, development, construction experience, please comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, Kay, you'll be joining us for our groundbreaking ceremony today for Ebony and Eric. We're doing a 4,000 square foot custom build, new build home for them in our nation's capital, right here in Washington, D.C. So that's why you see I got my gold ceremony Tebow hard hat, our gold ceremony. It's a little dusty there, but let me clean it up. We're gonna get some dirt on it anyway. We got our customary gold shovel, hard hat, and we are ready for this groundbreaking ceremony this morning. So excited for this newlywed couple who are building their first of many to come dream homes. We build everywhere based on the project. We build as far as California and as local as our tri-state area, Maryland, DC, Virginia, as well as Florida, all the way to Florida to all the way to California. So it depends on the size of the project. Now, we would love to help everybody on their projects. However, unfortunately, we cannot because we're one firm, so we do have to make sure that we pick projects that are right fit for the company. So we can build anywhere based on the size and scope of the project. Now, don't hesitate to call because I talk to people from all across the country every week asking questions about developing raw land, about subdividing inheritance property that they've received. So please keep those phone calls and those messages coming because we do respond, we do get back to you. And if you've called Dan at some point, emailed Dan at some point, texted us at some point, hit us on social media at some point, and we responded, please let us know how that experience was and if the team was of any value to helping you have a deeper understanding of how to move forward in your project. I'm gonna put in 5 key steps for you, and this is off the top of the head just from experience. Kay always hit me with these. Like, we don't rehearse this, by the way, you guys, so just keep me on my P's and Q's as a general contractor, as a real estate expert, to make sure that I'm delivering good information to you. So the first and foremost thing that drives any of this is your, starts with a B, budget. You gotta know your budget, right? A lot of times people go in and they build something bigger than their budget. A lot of times people go in not knowing what their budget can afford them to build. A lot of people go in not knowing what needs to be included in that budget, both out of pocket and considered within the construction loan that you're looking to receive from a lending institution to build your project. So number one, the first thing that's going to drive it is budget. Number two, it behooves you to get a competent general contractor before you even start the construction process. Now, why is that? So number one, budget. 2, competent general contractor. That general contractor will look at your budget, and if you don't know what your budget is, if you don't know what should go in your budget, they will walk you through that. They will tell you 2 costs that you're gonna have before you can even put a construction shovel in the ground. The first is your pre-construction services. That's gonna help you find a good architect, structural engineer, mechanical, electrical, plumbing engineer, geotech, civil engineer, general contractor, help guide you in the direction of all of those people because good general contractors work with them all the time. The third thing is once you got your budget, once you got a great general contractor, now it's time to get the quarterback who's gonna run this whole thing to get your building plans designed in a construction set of drawings that would afford you a building permit. So you're gonna need a great architect. That architect will work directly with your mechanical, electrical, plumbing engineer, your structural engineer, your civil engineer. That architect is going to work with you directly in looking at the schematic layout of your new home. What do you want that floor plan to look like? How do you want that flow to go? What do you want those elevations to look like? What material you want the elevations to be made out of? So in conjunction and working with that general contractor, that architect, the triangulation of those 3 things is going to keep the budget in lock and keep you on budget. So once you get your construction budget, once you get a great general contractor, Once you get an architect to put all of this stuff in place, simultaneously you need to find a great lender. A great lender that's going to give you a good interest rate, a great lender who will give you a construction to perm loan. That's something to research. We can spend another series talking about the different type of loans that you can have. And that lender is also going to make sure that the budget that you have, the loan will completely cover that. So again, from the top, we got 4 things so far. We got the budget, we got the general contractor, we got the architect and her team of engineers, and we got the lender. And the 5th and most important thing is, gotta give praise to God. And maybe I should have put him at the front, but you know he's in this all the time. Make sure that you're moving in wisdom. Make sure that you're not breaking the bank. Make sure you pray to God to actually give you guidance in this process, which I pray to every single day and every night. Because again, yes, you're building your possible dream home. Yes, you're building a home in which you probably built 2 or 3 before, and maybe you're building a home for the first time. But you want to move in wisdom, and if you're building it with a significant other, husband, wife, partner, whatever you may have, you want to make sure that you have discussions about the finances, because one thing I advise all of my clients on is that I want them to live a great life. I want them to be happy in this home, and I don't want them to be house broke. So again, it's something to think about as well. Pray to God, ask him to give you the wisdom to look at your finances, because this is probably going to be the biggest household expense once that construction loan turns to a permanent fixed loan. So those are the 5 things, okay, off the top of the head. I hope that helped you guys out there. It's all based on size, and we build homes with 3 different finishes. We build it with builder's grade finishes, and our builder grade finishes are cut above most builder grade finishes. We build it with mid-level finishes, we build it with luxury finishes, and we build it with high-end custom luxury. So I said 3, there's actually 4, even though luxury kind of have 2 categories, luxury and then high-end luxury. High-end luxury can get into like plaster details throughout the home. High-end luxury can get into marble floors automatically in that package throughout. Custom stained wood paneling in those executive conference rooms or office suites in these high-end customs homes that we build. So that plays a part. So number 1, the size is going to play a part. Size is going to have to do with the material. There's a direct multiplier with that. Number 2, the level of finishes that you have is going to play a part. And number 3, also where you build too, because the cost of labor will vary from region to region, and different obstacles that can prevent us to getting to the site. Like we built homes on lakes before, and just getting to the site, especially in inclement weather, can be a nightmare. So all of those things factor into your build costs. Now, in South Carolina, we build homes as little as $155 a square foot, $155 a square foot. So do the math, 155 times the size of the home you want to build, that's roughly what your construction cost is going to be. Not your pre-construction costs. Remember, you got pre-construction costs before you can even get the building. And that's involving the architect, that's involving whatever municipality you're in that's going to have different permit fees, building cost fees and all of that stuff. Those are fees outside of the construction. And then we build homes as much as $430 a square foot. It just depends. So again, something to think about. That size is really going to drive it, and those finishes are going to drive it, followed by geographically where that house is located. So there's different inspection phases, right? Like, believe it or not, to make sure that your house is where it's supposed to be, we have surveyors come out and mark the corners of the house based on that site plan. And the surveyor will go and pinpoint exactly where those 4 corners of the house are. Or, you know, some homes have more than 4 corners. It just depends on the shape of the footprint. That's an inspection in itself to make sure that you're not encroaching on someone's property line, especially in DC, where the lots are so closely constructed. The other inspection will be before you bring in drywall, what is called your pre-rough-in inspection. And that's looking at all your plumbing, your mechanical, your electrical, your HVAC, making sure that, you know, the TV and AV box is where you want it to go on the wall. Maybe in some rooms, based on multiple different places where you can put the bed, you may want 2 TV AV jacks on the wall, and you can just put a plate to cover it in the event that you decide to move the room around in the future. Lighting is very important, making sure you have enough lighting in your property, because all of that stuff you can bring attention to your general contractor before you close in for drywall. The next inspection after that would be, final walkthrough inspection, punch out inspection, which is a major inspection. Of course, you have other inspections throughout there, but I'm just talking about the big milestone inspections that you really want to be mindful of and schedule with your general contractor is that final punch out inspection. You pay for that new build construction. You want it to look like new build construction. You don't want to see any sloppy caulk work, no sloppy paint work, no sloppy flooring finishes, no sloppy tile finishes. You don't want to see any of that. You want to do that pre-inspection punch out, and don't be ashamed to point out things that are not to your satisfaction. You have the right to do that. You've paid for new build construction, so it needs to be every bit of the new build construction home that you envision. And then, after that, you'll get your certificate of occupancy. In Virginia, it's called a RUP, residential use permit. Different municipalities call them different things, but that gives you the clearance to move into the property, because the inspecting county of that jurisdiction will then say you have met all inspection requirements. This house is safe, it's habitable, it's met all county requirements. Here are the keys to your new home. Please move in and live happily ever after. Randy, thanks for the question. And Randy, great question. Actually, no, you don't have to buy any materials per se. You can have all of that built into your construction budget with your contractor. Now, Randy, another little point I give my clients to make it a true custom feel is that your general contractor should give you cost allocations for all your finishes. Now, why is this important? This is a little hint to put some money back in your pocket, so listen very closely to this. Let's say, Randy, hypothetically, your general contractor gives you a $7,000 kitchen appliance allowance. That means whatever kitchen package you choose, Randy, he's built into your construction budget for $7,000. Now, Randy, what if Best Buy, shameless plug to Best Buy, but shout out to my man Isaac at Best Buy who takes extreme good care of our clients, so we're gonna give a shout out to Best Buy. But let's say, Randy, that Samsung kitchen appliance set, black stainless steel, regular price $6,999, is now on sale for Martin Luther King holiday weekend celebration birthday for $4,999. Guess what? You can tell your general contractor, hey, I got a $7,000 kitchen allowance. This is on sale with a $2,000 discount. Can you go ahead and purchase this? And guess what? That puts $2,000 back in your pocket, Randy, to move to another line item that you may end up going over on, so that, again, you don't leave that money on the table. And you can do that primarily with all of your finishes if you bring that to the attention of your general contractor before negotiating a budget. We call those cost allocations for construction finishes. So nice little nugget to understand there. And if you got more questions about that, Randy, don't hesitate to DM us. We'll make sure to get back to your question. Hey, shout out to Texas. We love y'all in Texas. Shout out to my girl Lupe, who's down there in Texas now. Lupe, shout out to you, girl. We build everywhere based on the project. So again, if you want us to come to Texas and the project fits, then guess what? We'll be building in Texas, and Doc flies coast to coast all the time. And we'll gladly come to the Midwest of Texas. Or is that the Mideast? Texas, Midwest, Mideast. Which one? Midwest. I thought it was Midwest too, but nevertheless, we'll gladly come there based on the project type. Give y'all an update on our 26,000 square foot custom Chateau mansion we're building in Virginia. We got to give y'all an update on our 30-unit mixed-use condominium building that we're building in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. We got to give y'all an update on our 16-unit townhome project that we're building in the city of Cumberland. God, it's going to be a crazy summer this summer, nevertheless. So, yeah, stay tuned, kid. We just got a lot coming up, and we got to get you back in the field and shoot some updates on these projects, which we are scheduled for this month, in the month of March 2024, to bring y'all some real live footage of, what we're doing in the field and the different, like, really beautiful construction phases that these projects go through. So we'll be excited to share that with you guys soon. Oh, today at 1 o'clock, like I said, Kay is going to be there for our groundbreaking ceremony, new build construction project we're doing here in the nation's capital, over 4,000 square feet. We'll bring y'all some footage for that, so look out for that. And I'm really excited about building this home. This is considered to be a transitional home, not completely contemporary modern, definitely not completely traditional. So we call those homes transitional. They're right there in the middle. And this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful project. Do you wake up every day tapping into your full God-given potential? Do you push yourself to be better than you were yesterday, not just for yourself, but for your family and loved ones that depend and count on you? Do you never let it rest until you know that your good is becoming your better and your better will be your best? Because that's a burning thing in your soul. It's a burning thing in your spirit. To be the best version of oneself that one can possibly be. That's Mamba mentality. God rest in peace, Kobe and his beautiful daughter. But yeah, I challenge you to tap into your Mamba mentality this month, this quarter, this year, and watch how far you come. Till next time, thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. Continuously send those questions. Continuously reach out to us. We appreciate you. Again, the whole goal of this is each one teach one. I hope this is reaching everyone to just help you in your journey in real estate, building that next project, figuring out how to subdivide that land. Again, it's our goal to make sure that we can come from contribution to help you in your next quest and whatever it is you're aspiring to do. So again, Mamba mentality, like Kobe said, Black Mamba, we out.